an unusual topic, even though it is a Power BI series. We are actually having a topic that is on Power Automate, but as you can see, the first letter of both both tools are Power, so it means there is something connected. According to Microsoft, is Power Platform, though now Power BI is beginning to have its own separate family of tools. But today we are going to have Paul Oyelaran take us on building automated HR recruitment processes in Power Automate. And the key thing is you just being able to automate workflows using Power Automate. So whatever he's going to take us through will be applicable to things that are not even necessarily HR and other kind of workflows. So I will just quickly mention that this session is brought to us by your BZedge and MHS Analytics. Your BZedge is a Microsoft Excel, Power BI, financial modeling, Python now, and SQL 2 training consulting company based out of Nigeria. And I'll put in the chat ways for you to access some of our premium and free resources. We have an LMS where you could just look up things that are relevant to you. Some are free, a few might ask you for money, but we'll leave that to you to decide. MHS Analytics is our Canadian entity. I wanted to say same thing, but to be sincere, the North American market is vastly different. So we tailor much more towards what is applicable to the North American market, but underneath is the same tools. It's just what the market requires. So, in case if you're in North America or probably in a market that is similar to North America, you might want to reach out to the MHS Analytics arm of our business. So to the main reason we are all here, I'm going to share his LinkedIn, but I'll try to just summarize his profile. He's someone who has been in this space for long. I think he's presented on our platform before, and he's active in the entire data space, and also Power Platform space. So he likes to share his knowledge. He mentors other people. He's worked at different organizations. He's worked as trainer for different also learning organizations. So today we are lucky that he's going to be the one taking us through this session today, and I hope you learn things that you can apply at your own work too. So Paul, we are ready for you. I'm going to stop sharing my screen, turn off my mic, and then we let you take charge.
Okay, thank you so much, sir, and I appreciate the opportunity. Good evening, everyone, and I'm glad to have us all here. I think it's up to 2 years or 3 years that I've been with your BZedge, and I can say thanks so much for the opportunity to learn. All I've learned from the community has helped me a lot in my work very well. So today we'll be building something around HR recruitment process, and these are just few slides I have. 3 areas that we need to know around it is that Power Automate works with trigger. And what is trigger is just what is going to initiate your flow. Example is just like, okay, what should happen? Something that should cause a spark, right? Just an example, say maybe when you start a vehicle now, the fan starts rolling, everything, maybe you can wind down, you can do all that stuff inside the vehicle. Likewise, when it comes to trigger, in Power Automate, trigger is something that is going to send that signal to all your actions. And triggers can be maybe when there are changes in your data source, when a form is submitted, maybe when you receive a mail, and you can also perform a manual trigger solution as well and just trigger it yourself, right? We have another with this action. Oh, once there is a trigger now, what should happen? Maybe it should send a mail, it should create a meeting, it should update a role in the table, it should create a section. Everything that you want to do once there is a trigger action comes in next. Then the third part is connector. Connector are just around system, services, and app that you can actually use to automate your processes. And it can be Microsoft app or third party. Example of all these connectors are Outlook, Teams, Gmail. We have Google as well as your connector. They are even numerous. I just cited some here. So these are the key areas that we always work with, especially in the solution we'll be building now, subsequent solution that we'll be working with as well. These are the key areas in Power Automate that we need to know. I'm sure we all know what Power Automate is. It's part of Microsoft Power Platform. So it works together with everything around it. So what are my thought process for coming up with the solution was that I always examine various processes, every department, every managers always do. Even though I'm a data analyst, right? I always walk up there and say, this thing you are doing can actually do it better. This and this can actually assist you. Can apply technology here. Then I try to walk to them and tell them that Microsoft's license you are using at work has already paid for some of these things, and we are not even using up to 10% of it annually before the license expire. That these are best we can leverage on it and improve our productivity, right? So once that is analyze these stages that they do, oh, these are the things that you do manually. Okay, you review, you mark, okay, you send this letter, you send this thing, okay, I keep on taking the notes, right? And that's where I have the drawing the flow. I draw the flow of it so I can see, I can automate this area. Okay, this is where human being needs to come in that I cannot do. Then from there, I'm going to meet the process owner to gain clarity and like, oh, I can work on something like this for you, and these are things are what I can do. What else do you think is needed? Example of this was a solution that I was thinking I would just build for the HSC departments. I think that was last year. So by the time I met the guy told me that you want to be able to change the status of safety observation, which was not part of what I had in my plan. But because I went to him and I asked him that, oh, what is your process like? These are what I'm coming up for you. So by the time he shared his own view for me now, I have to go back to my drawing board and able to say, oh, these are things that this person wants. So I have to start reading and so how can I bring it to life, right? Even though the actions that he wanted, I've not done it before, because it's just like you have one, the person is demanding for 2 or 3. So it puts me to my task and I start reading or asking questions from people, right? And I iterate at this stage. Right, in coding, you have to test. Oh, not like you've written 100 lines of code before now it's throwing you error. So if I'm done with one step, it work. I move to the next stage, right? So not as it's working, everything's on. Then I commence building the solution and say, oh yes, everything is fine. Yeah, I've tested it. The solution is okay. Then I demo it. I go to the person and say, oh, this is what I have. So the person, maybe I'm using demo text now, maybe a mail or something. The person says, okay, this is the kind of text that should be there. It's going to give me the text. Maybe we need to change the email that is sending the email address, right? Because then when I was building on my account, so the account was sending for my own email. So I have to meet IT. I have to create the email for the department. Then I have to change it for my own side. These were things that we detected when I was doing them. And once we are done with the demo, we're able to do the final deployment. So this was my thought process. And so I remember some people, how do you able to do something like this? Just examine things around you, are able to come up with a solution on it. And permit me to Power Automate was a tool I learned when I was not even using it. I was just attending sections in this community. I was just looking at what they were doing. And by the time I wanted to start, I have to go back to those videos and start picking 1 or 2 things, read the documentation and all with it. So what should we need to know? You don't need to know how to develop everything at once, right? I want to do this. No, you don't need to know. Just start with the areas that you know and seek help, right, from others in the field. Ask Google, brainstorm with an expert. Like, so this HR solution we'll be doing today, I asked somebody, Mr. Ezekiel, Mr. Para, these are gurus in this space. I have to brainstorm with them, but these are what I'm trying to do. I've not done before. I don't know if it's possible. Right? They have to share resources with me and all. So that's how we can able to come up with a productive tools or solution at work. Because you've not done it before does not mean it cannot be done. Someone somewhere might have done it before. So we just have to take that bold step and ask people and reach out. YouTube, visit YouTube very well. Ask ChatGPT. I've asked ChatGPT a lot. I think that was the solution I built then. I asked ChatGPT, even though the solution was given was not, but with the little way it has helped me, I have to go back to YouTube and get. So that's fast tracked it, right? So AI is here to assist us and not to make our work efficient. We don't have to do everything on our own. So what we'll be building today, I just try to do should I say a flow or a mapping so that we can have an idea of the HR recruitment. What are the stages that are involved? What are the things that HR always do? Right? These are what I'm by inside the solution. So first thing is HR is going to post the job advert online. The applicant will apply, right? The HR will want to send an acknowledged mail, even though not all. But the HR want to tell you, thank you, we received your application. we are reviewing it. One of our team members will reach out to you. I'm sure most of us know this process. And after then, the HR will review the application of that candidate. Then from there, the HR will be able to say, this candidate fits or not fit. So if the candidate does not fit for the role, HR is going to send rejection mail, right? If the person is actually fit, HR is going to send what, schedule an interview with him. After maybe the person passed the interview, next is what? Is person passed, then the person receive an offer letter. Then if the person fail, then rejection mail comes in. Confirm if you can hear me, everybody. Can you all hear me? Am I audible?
Yep.
Okay.
Yes, we can hear
Thank
you.
you. Okay, thank you. So
Yes.
this is just the okay, great. This is just the thought process around the end to end of it. So the HR is going to come in like assessing the CV now. Power Automate cannot do that. But what I did in this stage is that I created a status whereby the HR will be able to select each of these stages. If it's rejecting an applicant now, the HR will change the status to reject. So immediately the HR changes the status to reject, Power Automate is going to send rejection email. If, for example, HR say, oh, this person is moving on to interview, Power Automate will automatically schedule an interview with that candidate himself. Then HR comes at the end of the day to share offer letter. But one of the things that HR cannot do as well is that since it's a Microsoft form, since you are not the member of the organization, you cannot attach your CV or let me say a document when you are filling. So, but what I did in that step is that when sending an acknowledged mail to that applicant here, the HR is going to state it and maybe bold it inside the Outlook mail that will be sent out, that kindly share your CV. So is that the applicant is going to reply that the applicant is going to reply the mail with the CV. So that is where this HR is reviewing application comes in, because at the point of you applying, because you are not a member of the organization, you cannot attach document, let me just document or file. You cannot attach it to it. So that's the area I just put it in. Then every other thing, HR will just come and do drop down, drag down, and we're able to share it. Power Automate is going to take it up from there, right? So tools that I'll be working with, I think I didn't put that inside my slide, is we'll be creating a database where all these responses from the applicant will be going through. Also, we'll be creating a Microsoft form where the applicant is going to fill, or you're applying for a job, which although we'll not be creating multiple questions, just simple questions, since it's just a training. So we want to replicate it in our workspace. We can try to make it more robust, right? So HR will be making use of that. I'm making use of Teams and Outlook, which are part of connectors that we'll be using. So this is just simple process of recruitment processes, right? I hope it's clear to everybody. Is the overview of what we are doing, is it clear to us? Is it clear to us, everybody? Or do you have any question?
I think it is. People are giving thumbs
I
up.
do.
Okay.
I do have a question.
Okay.
You said we should focus on 3 areas before building our solution, but I didn't get the third one.
Okay. So the third one is the connector. So connector is just like system services, like maybe Outlook, Gmail, Calendly, Google Meet, Gmails. They are just tools that you just want to make use of inside your SharePoint. These are just like either owned by Microsoft or owned by third party, because when we get to the practical side, so we'll be able to see those connectors that I said. Yes. So I think by then you'll be able to understand what I'm saying better. Is it clear?
That's great.
Is it clear now?
Great. Thank you. Yeah.
All right, great. So let's head on to the practical side. So first thing we'll be doing is to create a form. So I've opened the tab down. So I'm going to create a new form, right? So we can call it a name. Yeah, we can call it a name. Let's say maybe, so I'm trying to make it a general recruitment form, because I look forward in future of building a live dashboard with it. So I can say, oh, you've recruited 20 people here. And over time, I should be able to count, I should be able to track how long does it take the HR to close on a row, maybe 3 months, 2 months, right? So they can know what to do in that year. So I intentionally created a general form for that. So I just call that form HR recruitment. So if HR is sending opening out now, it's just this form that they will be using. Right, this is just this form. So you can create a description, but I will not be doing that. Can create a description. So questions comes in, maybe the name. They will not be creating much question, no, right? We will not be creating much questions. So can say name, maybe your name, applicant's name, your name. So can call it any name. So I'm going to make it required, right? So next question is let's say next question I want to ask is maybe which role are you applying for, right? I'm going to do which role are you applying for? Maybe the HR has numerous roles. So maybe which role are you applying for? So the HR is going to list what's it called? As many roles as they're creating. So yeah, they can come here at any time to remove. So I'm adding the HR, or should I say recruitment officer. I'll have added them here as a collaborator. So you can easily come to this space and maybe remove some rows and add some rows to it, right? And you can actually put it typing too. I think I use choice question though, but you can make your own text just that people can be applying for roles that were not even what we're looking for. So I always make sure that I use choice option, so audit or something. So next I can put in maybe years of experience, right? Years of experience. So I think I added years of experience. So in that years of experience, I came here, I changed the restriction to only number. I make sure that it's greater than 0, right? So greater than 0. So not that you'll be writing -1 for me. That's just part of an example. Let's say data validation, right? Sales executive, right? Or let's say maybe data analyst, right? So yeah, let me just limit it to 3 questions so that we can have enough time, right? So this is my, what's it called now? This is my recruitment form, the name of the person, the which role are you applying for, years of experience that you have, right? So let's view this form now. Let's see if it's right. So this is how it's going to look like. We are collecting this form. So I'll also be sharing the form links even on the chat for also that I can all practice and make corrections too, right? So I won't be doing much editing to it because like this name, we should bold it. This name here, we should bold it, but I won't be doing that. So we've created our form now. And the name is, I think I have HR recruitment before. So let me just add 2 to it so that I can know that the one we are working on is 2. I hope it's clear to everybody how I created this Microsoft form. Is it clear to us? I hope we are all,
Yes,
I hope it's good. All right, great. So
Yeah.
I'm done now. So I need to head on to my Power Automate now. So we are done. Yes, I need to head on to my Power Automate. So I'm going to go to Power Automate. Okay, before I go to Power Automate, that one should be loading. I'm going to create a source where all my response for my form that I'll be going to, which is the place I'm going to now share the HR, right? So if, for example, to make us clear now, if this person fill this form now, for example, now, I want to create a portal, a database, whereby all these response will be going through. So it's from that base, the HR can change the status of that person application. So let's, for example, this person name is Ayo. He's speaking for sales executive, years of experience too. So there is a place that this thing should go to, whereby the HR will be able to review and say, oh, this person, let me schedule for interview. Oh no, let me reject him. Let me do this. So that's where I'm creating SharePoint. So that information this applicant is submitting here is being exported out to a what? To a SharePoint list. So Power Automate is live now, right? As you can see, Power Automate is live now, but we create a SharePoint site. So I created a SharePoint. In case, let me start that again. I'm just going to come here. Are you sure you want to? Yes, I want to close it. So I'm going to create here, create site, but I want to create a SharePoint site. So I'm creating a team site, right? So standard team. So I'm going to click here. I'm going to give it a name. So let me see, it's loading. Okay, I think it's loading. Yeah, so just something like this that I want. So use templates. So I'm okay like so. I'm going to give it a name. Let's just say HR recruitment. HR recruitment, right? 2, because I don't want us to mix it up, right? So this is it. So I could create, yeah, private, only members can access this. Yes, don't make it public so that other members in the organization will not have access to it. So always make it private. But you can now invite HR, or HR always contact you and say, oh, please, this is the person in charge of the recruitment now, add it. So don't make it public. So I'm going to create now. But I'm not adding any members now, right? So if I'm adding any member, I'll have typed the name of whosoever that I want to add. But I'm not adding anybody. So yeah, so I'm done. Finish. Then I click finish. So now the SharePoint is now live, as you can see now. So from here, maybe later. So I'm not doing this one now. Okay, so I'm going to go to my list. I'm going to create a SharePoint list here, right? So I'm going to create a SharePoint list. So I'm going to cut down to HR recruitment too, so that we know that everything that we are working on is on HR recruitment too. So we use the same name throughout, but it does not affect anything you are doing, right? All of them are standalone. So description, you can write your description here. This is the page, or this is the portal for all business applicants. You can just put whatever description you want to put, right? So just to save our time. So showing navigation means that you want to be able to see it around this side. So I just do create. So our list should open now. Our SharePoint list should open now. So you can see now, our SharePoint list is now here now. As you can see now, our SharePoint list is now here now. So I won't be using this title, right? I'll add the column here. Let me add the column. So I've clicked it. I think it's loading. I've clicked here to add a column. So I'll be replicating the exact thing that I have on that form, right? This place now, I'll say text, right? I cannot give it a new name here. What happened now? I think it's loading. Yeah, next. Okay, yeah. So I'll say applicant name, right? You know the what is it called? The form we created the other time. Now I'm going to be creating it here. So save it, applicant name. So it will be added here. Let's give it like 2 seconds or yeah, you can see it here now. So I can expand it here. So next thing is role you're applying for is still text. So I can say roles. Yeah, I'll just put role here. I don't need to say role applying for, because this one is internal consumption. So the HR automatically know that that's the role that person applying for role here. You can see, so I've added role. The next one is the years of experience. I think that was a challenge I have here in making it number, right? But I think I was using number, but I think I was having issue with it. So I just used text back. Right, and I don't want us to try to test run it this time around. Maybe it will have worked. Right? So I just stick to test year of experience, right? Yeah, just something like this. So I'm done. So next thing I'll now be doing now is the application status. So this is where the work is actually easy for HR. This is where you're actually helping HR to help them to do their work. So here now I'll be doing various status. Various status in HR recruitment is, we can see maybe review, or maybe CV reviewing or reviewed already. Means that this status here will be, HR will come here and change the status here to reviewed. If it's the HR has seen the CV of the applicant, he has reviewed it, he will put review there, right? So if the person is rejecting, we will just put rejected. So we just change this place to rejected too, right? Next one we can have is interview. Yeah. Is the choice question, is it clear to everybody? These are just the stages: reviewed, rejected, interview, and can even add one more, maybe offer. If the HR want to check those that he has given offer letter to, right? You can put it here. Offer letter, yes, offer letter. So I can just do something like this. So these are just the stages of application for HR, right? So yeah, any questions so far? Hope you are, Mr. Mike. Hope nobody is asking question. Can I proceed?
Yes, I think you can proceed because I'm thinking most of the questions will come
Sorry, I
at
have
the
a
end
question.
and people want to
Okay,
see
what's
the
your
end to end.
question?
Can I ask?
Okay, yeah, you can
Can I?
since you're ready. Yes, yes.
Okay, sorry. Maybe I didn't get it from the beginning. I wanted to know which of the two did he use? Is he like when you started from the beginning, you open a page. I want to know the
SharePoint.
Okay,
two.
the page I opened, if I get your question, I have this my SharePoint open and I have my Microsoft open. So this Microsoft form is what HR is going to, just normal application that we know that HR always say if you want to apply, fill this form. You are going to open an application form like that here. And this SharePoint here, I created the SharePoint site where I'm going to use Power Automate to collect all the responses that this person will be sending here. All the responses that the person is going to come here. All those responses will be coming here. So from there, the HR will be interacting with it. But I don't know if I answer your question correctly.
I would
Okay.
say, yeah, I would say
Yeah, I
also
get it.
too, because of the time we are recording it. So I think the more we let him show us, you can remember your questions so that way, worst case, even if you missed a part, you watch it in the recording versus if we run out of time and he's not able to show everything. So I would say maybe we'll switch to the one where we'll pile up our questions at the end. That way we
Okay,
don't
great. Yes.
miss
Maybe
any
it
part.
will be better that way.
Yeah,
Yeah, so
because I'm looking at the
so I
time.
have this.
Thanks.
So I have this now. So I can create a new one here. I'll call it new. So which is application that is coming in that the HR has not reviewed. It has not checked the CV or something. So I'm going to call it new. And by default, I'll be using that where is it here? I'm using new now. Should have happened. So I want to create new. So that one will let the HR know that, oh, I've not attended to this. So I'm using it as new. By default, it will be new upon coming in. So I'm going to save it. So these are just the questions we'll be working. Though for us, I'll be repeating this at work. So we can increase the columns. So I think the one I did for HR is up to like 10. But just to save time, so I just have to create something simple like this. So next thing I'm going to open now is now my Power Automate. I'm going to come to my flow, right? I'm going to come to my flow here. So it's loading. We have different type of, we have cloud flow. I'm going to click new, right? I'm going to click new automated cloud flow. So we'll be doing two what's it called? Two flows, right? One is one that will take the response to that SharePoint list. The other flow we are going to create is another one that will track changes at the application status. If you remember this my application status here, I created some review to rejected to interview. I created those questions, or should I say status is there. So from there now, I will now create another flow that will track the changes on this particular status. Oh, if this status is now review, what should happen? If the status is now changed to interview, what should happen? Right? Just that the HR needs to be very, very careful here, because at any point in time they are changing the status. Flow is going on your Power Automate. So if you are telling somebody now that you are scheduling for interview, you now remember that I'm not scheduling the person for interview. You want to send the person the rejection letter. The moment you are changing it from interview, or you are changing from interview back to rejection, the applicant will be receiving the email. So the HR needs to be very careful here when changing the status here. The HR needs to be very, very extra careful, because any changes here is triggering some flows on your Power Automate, right? So the first one we are doing now is just for our HR recruitment, taking the form to what's it called? Taking the form to SharePoint list. I'm just going to call it HR recruitment still, right? I don't want to use. You can use any name, right? You can use any name. So HR recruitment too. So I don't want to stick to that name. So what do I want to do is that these are what we call triggers. This is an example of what we call triggers that I want to add. So I need to have a trigger that is going to kickstart what I want to do, right? Which example, one trigger that we use here is when a form is submitted, which is this form. Once an applicant submit this form, what should happen? That's what the first flow I'm trying to create here comes in now. So I'm going to click here, right? Create HR recruitment tool. Yeah, let me just use this tool. Let's change the name to applicant submission. Let's change it to submission. Yeah, so this one is applicant submission tool. So I'm going to click go. So now it's not here. So it's asking me to fill for my parameters. So I'm going to pick the form. But please, if you are lost, please can ask questions. So I'm going to come here and pick the form. So you can see I have many forms here, but this particular one that we are working with, I'm going to click it here. So yeah, done. I've gotten the form here submitted. Next is what I need to get all the details. Don't forget that I said that I want to export all these responses here. I want to take it to my SharePoint, right? Through Power Automate. So I need to create an ID here that will get all these questions here. I'll create an ID that will get all these questions here for me that will be sent to my list. So I need to get all the questions inside this form. Don't forget, I've selected the form here first, but I don't know what are the questions inside. So I need another action. What I'm having here now is what is my trigger. So what I want to ask now is what is my action. Say, oh, once an applicant is filling a form now, what should happen? That's what I want to be doing now. So I'm going to go to just search. Power Automate is not hard. Just do get response details. That's the name. Just find the okay. You can just type in get form. Just type get form details. You can see it's here already. So it's not like we are writing codes or anything. So it's getting the form. So unique identifier for me for the form. I'm going to select which particular form did I want to get. I'm not going to say HR recruitment 2 is the one. Then what is the ID? So yeah, I'm going to make use of the dynamic steps here. So I can able to get it here and say, oh, this form that I'm selecting, the response ID is here. If you check every form has an ID. So since I've already clicked this HR recruitment form, the HR recruitment 2 here, automatically the ID that will be here for me is what is here. So next thing is what do I want to do after I've gotten it, that I want to send mail to the applicant now, right? So search for send mail. Power Automate is very simple. Just type whatever that you want to do, right? It's going to load it. Can you see here now? Send mail. So it's here already now. So what is the mail that I want to send? Can you see now? To where? To who did I want to send my? To where did I want to send my mail to? To who down send? So I'm going to switch to advanced, but I can make it dynamic. So I'm going to click here. Oh, sorry, we need to edit our question again. Sorry, I need to put the email of the applicant. Escape my mind. So we need to add the email of the applicant because that's what will be our mix of what's it called? Communication, right? So I'm going to add it. Right, so yeah, so I think the image should be there now. Yeah, the image is there now. Though it might take longer time for it to show in our form. So let me delete this step because this might not sync yet. So let me just delete this step. Right. So let me save it. So I will save this. Okay. Oh, let me select the parameters again. So yeah, so let me save it. I want to try to refresh so that this field I added now, this email address, if I proceed, is not going to show here. So and we need it. So let me refresh it again. So hopefully it should sync that. It should sync like that. It should sync like that. So yeah, let's check now because I want to send a mail now to the applicant and I'll send a mail to the HR to send email. So let's see. I love using this thing. I've not used it before. So let me use the tool I've been using. I've been using send email V2. Yeah. So I've been using this one often. I don't know much difference about them. So yeah now. So hopefully now you know that I've connected my responses to this ID now. So it's going to make all these questions here now. It's going to make them visible for me. So if I click here now, you can see now. I will be seeing all my what role are you applying for? Is it these are not here? Okay, this is the email address. Can you see now? The email address is here. So I might need to change some editing here too. Only who can fill the form, right? I think I might need to change that to collect response. Yeah, anyone can fill the form because if I not do that, external person will not be able to do that. So I'm changing it here. So anyone can fill the response form. So I'm coming back here now. So I'm saying that what to email address to the what to the email address that is existing on this email. That's what I want to send my email to. So here can I put maybe maybe application updates or what should we call it? Somebody should give us the name. Application updates, right? So in the body of your mail, you can now say dear the name of the applicant. You know that you've captured it in your form, right? I hope everybody is following me. Hope you are not lost. So I'm going to do dear now. So I'm making it. Okay, great. So I'm going to do dear at your name, right? So I'll start all the Oyinbo. This is to inform you that we have received your application. It's going to have free application. If you know these English, all these always put now. So one of the HR team, is going to reach out to you if you have fit for the role, right? So something like also let's note we don't need to be putting enter like this like me, because at the end of the day Outlook is going to space it for us, right? So one of the chat is going to reach out to you. I can say thanks for your interest in working with. You can put any mails that you like here. Thanks for your interest. Right. So you can put the name of your organization. Let's say XYZ recruitment team. That's something and like this. Can now bold it. As you can see, I can make it italics, can do all those things. So this is what is going to be, this is what the person is going to receive now. Then I can save it. So we'll now practice this now. I'm going to send this form link now to the group chat now. So I want us maybe one person to try to access it too. One person should try to fill it. So anybody that is free, so you can fill it. You can fill that form. So once I've done that, I can just say test. So I can say test manually. So I'll say test. So who is filling the form for us? Do you have somebody filling the form for us? I'll drop the form link on the chat box. So I don't know who is filling. Do you have anybody filling for us?
If you're feeling, you can do a thumbs up, so we'll just know. I don't want to.
Yeah.
Yes, I just.
Okay.
I'll fill.
Okay. Okay, great. So if that person you are done now, you can check your mail now. If you check your mail, you should see the exact mail that we typed here. You should see it now. So confirm you received that.
All right. So I'm filling the form first.
Yes, I received the mail.
Yes. You received the mail, right?
Yes, I received the mail.
Okay, exactly. So you can see that is exactly what we have here now. So once I've sent that mail to that person, you will need to edit all your steps here too. You can come here and edit it and say send mail. You can say applicant. The reason why I'm doing this thing the reason I'm doing something like this too, so that we can all learn, is that I built a solution last month, let's say December. So I want to replicate the same solution again. I don't even remember the steps, because why? I've edited the name of all my action. So I start searching for which action did I use. So I would advise us to, if you are, don't delete the entire action name. Just put an hyphen in front, so that when you want to do subsequent solution, you can easily track it, right? Because Power Automate solution you'll be working on, they are synonymous. What you've done for one person, you'll be doing something there for another person, but they are similar things that you'll be doing, just little different. This same thing can be done for procurement, can be done for audit too, but different application, right? So that also, so this one, you can change this one to get from retails, can maybe applicants. You can rename your flow here, right? And don't forget to always save as you are doing it, save. So just save, right? So next thing I want to do tonight is that I will now create another email that I'm going to send to the HR team. I'm going to create another email that will be sent to HR team, right? I'll just say send email, because HR will not know if what's it called, an applicant is submitting an email that we want them to attend to. So I can just call this one send email. I can call this one HR team, right? So here you can put the let me just put my name. Let me put my email there. My own email at work is DA4, so I can just be notified that I having an email to attend to. So my name is supposed to pop up now. What happened? Oh, see me. I made a mistake in my email. Yeah, so my email is yes. Now I will receive a mail there. I can call this one and say I can say application submitted, Abby. I don't know the name to use, but we can use any name for our own. Application received, application updates. So I'm going to put in the row, right, so that the HR can put the row. You remember this email here? I don't even put the row. Let me show us what I'm saying. This page now. This is from you have received your application for the role of you make it dynamic here. You know, like in your Microsoft form, you already said the role, so you put the role here. Role for the role of, you see, so make it dynamic, right? So I'm going to come to the HR here to say application updates. I can put let's maybe the name of the applicant, right? I can put the name of the applicant. I can put in square brackets which role is that person applying for, right? I can do something like this. So I can come to my body of the mail and say, dear HR team, because it's not just one person inside the HR team. In this place where I'm having my own email address now, it might be a general email of HR. You know, all those group email that we do at work, whereby each department have their own, maybe flip departments, audit team. So I'll just use a general name, that HR team. This is to inform you that you can put this to inform you that you have an application to review. Just your email to notify them, application to review. I can put maybe few details. I can just put the details here, so you can say name. So I'm going to come here, dynamically make the person name, right? I can say role. And put here and say role. So I'm going to make it dynamically too. Role. I'm going to say experience, years of experience too. Right? So let me just short it because of time. So years of experience, I'm going to put here too and say years of experience, right? So I'm going to say here is the link to the portal, right? Because I'm trying to make their work easier. Not that they will be finding the SharePoint. Here is the link to review. So I'm going to copy the link to this my SharePoint here. Don't forget, I will have added the what's it called, the HR team to this page. And how do you add them? You can click this member. It should load. This thing should, yeah, you can see now it's loading here. So from here now, I can add member, right? So I will have added them to this page, because if you not add the HR to that page and you are putting the link, it's not going to allow them. So I'm going to copy the link, as you can see now. So I'm going to now save it, right? I'm going to save it now. So I don't know, do we have somebody that can fill that form again for us? So I can check my, what's it called? My own email address and see. So if you want to do some CC, you can do some CC. If you want to do blind copy, you can do blind copy here. You click the CC, you put the name of the person, just CC that we'll do in our email. We have another option here, which is called what? From send as. So if you are not building the solution for them, but you don't want the email to be sent in your name, you want to use the HR email or something, you can do from send as here. But the IT admin, I think, the admin center, 365 center, will need to grant your account permission to access that email, right? Because this one I'm building now is for my email. So everybody will be seeing my email. Or you come to this change connection here, this change connection, the HR, the IT team or the HR must have created, what's it called, a dedicated email that they love to use for it. So just to do what? Add new. Then you provide the email and the password. So from there it will switch, right? This was an example of this thing I said I built for us. HSC then. It was showing in my name, but the IT team just have to create this dummy one for us, right? And so it was actually working. It was actually working fine. It was actually working fine. Yeah. So let's see somebody fill the form. Let the person update us. So let me open my Outlook so we can try to see it too. Yeah. So my Outlook is loading. Let's see somebody fill that form for us so we can verify this email.
Is anyone helping us? Maybe you can do a thumbs up.
Did you get the email?
Oh, great. Someone has done. Paul, do you want to check?
We have somebody fill the form. So let me check my mail now. So I should also receive a notification now. Oh, okay. Let me open for my Outlook from the browser here. So let me go here. Sorry, I didn't have that my email open on my app. So Outlook, yeah, should have it somewhere. So let's check. So once we are done, now I received the email. We are 50% done. Can you see now? I've received the email now. As you can see now. Can you see now? So the person that filled, this is what you filled, right? If I'm right, sales executive, we have experience 5.
Correct.
This is what that person filled. Yeah, great.
Yes.
So I've received that now. So we are done with the
All
first one now. The HR has been notified. So we are done with our first part. So that's all for that side. So is there any question on what we've done so far before we create another flow that track the changes inside this what's it called? Inside this our SharePoint list, because we are bringing our flow now to this SharePoint list now. I hope everybody is clear with the first part, because we are creating another flow now. Are we all good? Okay. So I'll be creating another flow now. Then I'm going to call it automated flow. You can see these are the type of flows that we have. We have schedule, we have instance, we have them here. But the one I'm working on is automated flow. So what is the flow that I want to do is when an item is created or modified, that's the list, that's the name of the trigger that I want to work with. When an action or when an item or a file. Yes, okay, when an item is created or modified, but the one I'm looking for is, this one is what we are using. What does this mean is that, you know that we didn't do one more flow, sorry. We need to take the response coming here. We need to send it to our SharePoint site. So we need to do editing one more time. We'll create another action, right? So there is an action called create, right? There's an action called create item. create item. There's an action call like that. So you know the all the responses we are filling, we need to send it to that our SharePoint list so that the HR is going to have access to it. So I'm going to come here. So SharePoint site. I'm going to click which SharePoint site am I using? I'm using this HR2. Is it HR2 we call it? Or HR recruitment though. The SharePoint site is actually HR recruitment. But I'm not seeing it here. What happened? Should actually show. Let me delete and refresh again. Let me refresh this flow because I'm supposed to see that. Yeah, let me just refresh. I'm supposed to see where I can create and export out all the forms, all the form responses. So create item. I should see that SharePoint site. It's not showing here. Wow, what happened now? And this is the SharePoint site now. What's the name? HR recruitment 2. Or is it taking time to load? Because I should actually have because I already received the email here now. It's active, so I should be able to see that SharePoint. I don't know why I'm not seeing it. Wow, this is a showstopper for us because this thing is not showing. What's it called? The SharePoint list we created here. I'm supposed to be able to see it for my get items here, for my create items. I don't know why. Should I say probably network is not syncing or what? Because I'm supposed to see it here. I need to connect all those form responses now. I need to send it there. Trying to see if I can access it from my. I'm trying to see if I can access from my second laptop here and see maybe it's showing on that. So I just put.
And maybe just to ask, you are sure that you don't need to maybe add an email on our SharePoint site? Though I think you are the admin anyway, but just asking.
I'm just wondering, since it's my account.
Yeah, it's your account, right?
So I expect all those they should be there because all the what's it called? The old what's it called? All these ones are here. All these ones I can view all these ones on my SharePoint. All these ones are showing. So I expect this one as it's showing here now. I can see them all on my here.
Okay.
You can see all these HR2 is already showing me here. This
What
HR,
if you copy the name?
This
will it trigger it? Like if you copy this site.
Let me see. Yeah, then I edit
it.
I edit it like this, Abby. Something like this.
Okay. Okay. Do you have
that
I think it's HR recruitment too. I'm just thinking, will it trigger it to show it?
Yeah, I don't know too because it's very it's mysterious to me because I expect everything to actually sync real time. So I'm going to put and see maybe I hope he's going to see it. Just something like no value match. I don't know why. It's supposed to actually show. Supposed to show. It's a showstopper because all those responses we need that particular action to export all our responses out. And that's the only part that is left for us to do. Why is it doing like that? Let me go. Let me close the Power to
tab. What if you save it and close it and go back?
Yes, I'm wondering though. because it's supposed to show automatically save. So it's saving. Let me just save it. Yeah. Maybe I should even close the tab save and open it again. Just sorry everyone. So I'm just wondering why that particular SharePoint is supposed to show for us. Not SharePoint supposed to show for us. Okay. So let's see now. Since I've opened it here, let's see, maybe it's should be able to see it now. Create item. Yeah, come up. Oh, still the same thing. What could be wrong? Okay. Since HR2 isn't coming up. So I'm looking at creating another list on the existing one. Right. So I'm looking at creating another list on the existing one. So like next is like this one. So I'm creating a SharePoint list on this one now. So this is what we'll be using. So I'm creating a new SharePoint. So I'll just quickly create everything that let me make use of this HSC that's showing me very well here. So sorry everyone. I don't know why that list is not coming up. So I don't know.
Just to mention,
Yes.
if there's anything you don't want to show on the screen, do you have a way you can stop sharing, go to where you so that we don't record anything that you don't want us to see?
Okay.
Because I know.
Let me stop sharing it like so that.
Yeah, I know you deliberately created those new ones so that you will not have to open anything.
So I've stopped sharing now.
Okay. So please just bear with us while he tries to set up something that will.
Yeah. So I'm just creating a new SharePoint list, right? So I'm just creating a new SharePoint list on an existing SharePoint site. I think I think I can share my screen back now. Can you all see my screen now?
Not yet.
As been that one works like easier. Okay, yeah, my screen should be live now. So I'm just replicating what I've done before, like applicant name and all. So those are things I'm just doing again since it's not coming up. So I created a SharePoint list on this HSC sites, right? So I'll be having two SharePoint lists like that on that name. So that one should definitely show up on my Power Automate then. So what other details do we have? We have the row. So I'm going to go back to that SharePoint. So I'm going to put the row. So I'm going to create the rows too. Right, row. So put the name here, row. Then the next one is the years of experience. Years of experience. So just to save time, years of experience. So yeah, so I'll create the application status now, which I'm going to make as a choice. Right, so I'm going to make it as a choice status of those application. So I'm going to make yours to be new. Maybe applicant just submitted new. So this one rejected. Sorry, this one interview. So we are scheduling that person for interview. And maybe this last stage offer letter. Right, offer letter. So yeah, I can say default one should be new. The first one should be new. Yes, I think we are good now. So can I head on to our Power Automate back now? So I'm going to come here change it to this HSC, right? So we are doing means that you must have created a SharePoint site before, and inside that your SharePoint site must have created a list. So I'm going to come here and pick the list, right? I should be seeing 2 lists here now. Can you see now? So I'm seeing 2 lists here. Do you, everybody, are we together now? Which was this recent one I created now? So I'm going to click it here. So it's going to load. Can you see now? They are not the parameters. I can say you should show all first. So I can remove the one that I did not need. So I'm going to click here. I'm not doing anything with title, applicant name, role. Yeah. Can you see? Everybody, are we on the same page?
Yeah,
Are we
we
following
see
me?
it now.
Okay.
Yeah.
So all what I'm seeing here now, applicant name, role, years of experience, status value just for that particular column is what is showing me here. This place, what I'm having on my SharePoint, what's it called now? On my SharePoint list, all the columns, they are what I can have here. So I will not tie each to the form responses. So I'll tie the name to be the name, right? I'll type the role to be the role, to this role you're applying for. Then years of experience that the person is, years of experience. Yeah. So the email address, okay, I will need to add that too. I'll need to add that email address, sorry. So I'll need to bring in email of that person, so that, because this email is very critical. So as the HR is making changes, this particular mail is always going to be receiving the updates. This particular is always going to receive the update. So I have created the email now, so it might take time to sync inside So let me just save it first, then refresh, because I need that email. The email column is a must to be there, right? So let me check again now. We're having, it takes time for all these things to sync. So let me refresh again. So once we are doing our own, though I didn't have all these few stoppers there when I was, because I created the exact form I have on my Microsoft form. So come here. So I hope the email should be visible now. Okay, yeah, the email is visible now. So the email is there now. So I can go here and tie the email to that particular email. Yeah. So can somebody assist us to be filling the form now? So we want to test what we just created now. Like, you remember when I said that I always iterate, I always test when I'm building, not like I'll have built everything here and I start seeing error. No. So once I'm done with one action, I'm going to test this to see if it's giving me exactly what I wanted, right? So let somebody assist us to fill the form. Once that person fill the form, we should see all the details of that person here. We should see the details of that person here. The form link in the chat box, somebody can assist us to fill it. Yeah, somebody can assist us to fill. So once anybody is done, you can notify me, you can let me know.
Anybody helping us out?
You have somebody assisting us. I don't want to fill it myself actually, though, but maybe to be faster.
I have.
Okay, great. Thank you. So you should receive a mail. So I'm going to reshare. I'm going to refresh the SharePoint site now. If everything works, can you see now? So we have 2 people self. So you can see now the responses are now here. This is what we feel. 68 years. Okay. Oh. So we have you can hide this particular field, this column here, because I don't need it. I'm not actually working with it. So it's going to pop up. We can hide this column, but I'm not coming there. So it shows that our flow is working fine up to this stage, right? So now we are done with part 1. So next thing that I will now be doing now is coming to track the status here. You can see that this status now is new. So once this person failed, what should happen? That's the flow that we want to create now, right? So I'm done with that first one now. is working fine now. So I'm going to come here and create another flow, right? So the flow that I'm going to create now will be checking against this this status here, which is what when an item is modified. So modify is just like when something changes, right? When an item is modified. So that's the name of the trigger that I'm going to use. So yeah, so I'm not using when an item is created. I'm using when an item is created or modified, right? So I'm going to come here, click it. So I can call this one, let's say HR recruitment, recruitment through, should I say tracking, right? You can call it any name you love to. So I just use that name. So click OK here. So once you click that, it's going to pop up, right? So you need to select which particular, what happened here? It should show us the list of SharePoints now. I mean, is it still loading? What happened now? You should be able to see all the list of our SharePoint sites here. So just pick one. Why is it not syncing fast? Don't like how this thing is syncing. What happened? I'm not seeing when an item of file. Okay, when an item. Okay, sorry. I think I used the wrong action. I used the wrong trigger. Should have been. Yeah, so let me delete it. It's not this one I want to use, so I can't delete the flow off. So yeah, so I think I need to use a trigger when an item or a file is modified. So instead of me using item is created or modified, is wrong one to use. So I need to go and find it. I can search here for the flow called when an item or file or a file, because it's an item inside our SharePoint list. You can see this is the one we'll be working with when an item or a file is modified, not the other way around of created or modified that I selected before. So this one now should give us the SharePoint sites now. What's happening now? Okay. I think the reason I'm not seeing it is because of that connection. Yeah, I think it's because of this. So okay, yeah, I think because I did not click my connection before. Yeah, you can see now. So I have everything here. I hope you are on the same page. I hope we are on the same page with me. So you can see now the SharePoint library now here now HR recruitment 2. That's the name of the what's it called, of what I'm actually working with. The name of the SharePoint list. So I'm going to click my next action now. So what is the action that I want to do is that I want to track all the changes inside this place. So there is an action for that, and that action is all called get changes for an item. Get changes for an item. So it's one I'll be using. So get changes for an item. So you can see get changes for an item of 5 properties. So I'm going to click here, as you can see now. So once I have clicked it, it's going to ask me to select the SharePoint site. It's inside this HSC. What is the name of the list or library? HR recruitment here. Then I'm going to select the ID for it too. So dynamically it's going to get this ID for me, right? So I'm going to have this since, right? There is something that is there that is called trigger window start token, right? Whereby it's going to track the last time the changes were made inside that SharePoint list. So there's something we call that. So I'm going to find it here. It's called trigger. Let me just type it. Let me see if I can type it out here. Yeah, trigger start token. So it check the changes that were made inside it. So I'm going to click here. So done. So I'm done with the tracking now. So it's going to get me if there is any changes inside that what's it called? Inside that list. That's the work of this trigger window. What's the name? Trigger window start token. It's going to track when there is change inside it. So here now I'm now going to come and add my condition. So it's not getting, we're almost rounding up now. So I'm going to add my condition here, where I'll be able to now be checking which column. I'm going to go and select the particular column now inside my SharePoint list that I want to track. Yeah, I'm going to choose value. Choose value, just saying like which particular column did I want to track. Now I'm going to go to my what? My this place. Don't forget, I've linked my SharePoint list inside there. I'm getting all the properties inside my SharePoint list now. So I'm going to go and find the particular column called status. So I want to know if that status change. Are you following me now? So are you seeing what is here now? Has column change? Years of experience? No, that's not what I want to check. What I want to check for is what? Has column change? Status? Yeah, this is what I want to change. If it is equals to true, that if that column change, if it's equals to true. So if I mention now, we only have two conditions that we only want to do, but because inside our SharePoint list here, I have up to like 4 stages, right? It's just a way of making things, should I say, complicated or building complex solution for myself. So I was not checking inside that particular status for the particular changes that was made. But assuming now you just want to do a general one, you don't want to stress yourself, you can actually limit your solution here. If the column has changed, you already know, let's say, for example, now the two statuses that you have inside your SharePoint is now maybe interview and reject, right? You can just come here. If this change is true, you already know that if you change it, it will be true. They can put in whatever action that you want to do. But because I want to check for which particular changes occur. Is he rejected? Is he interview? Is he next level? Whatever stage is interview that it is. So I wanted to check for whatever particular value inside that column. So I have to add another switch here. I don't know if everybody gets what I'm saying. Do you get what I'm saying? Is this stage clear to us? Okay. So let me pause. I'll take that as a yes. So true. Fine is if there is change inside is my column status. But this time around now, I want to check for if it's next stage, if it's interview, what should happen? That's what I want to check for now. I'll now do here and say, I'm going to add my condition called switch. There's a condition called switch. I'm going to add the switch here. So inside my switch now, I'll be adding various stages of what I have inside my status. Do you remember now? So I'm going to add a case here now and say switch. Oh, sorry, I'm going to specify here. I'm going to specify the particular field here. Which field am I checking for now? I'll now say status. I'm going to go to inside my here, right? Status value, right? If my status value here now, okay, is equals to what? If my status value is equals to reject. So I'm going to go inside my SharePoint list. I'm going to come and check now. What are these statuses that I have here? I want this page to load so that I can see the options. Yeah. So I have rejected. So I'm going to come inside my flow here now and say rejected. If it's equals to rejected, I'm going to type rejected here now. Then I'm going to say what should happen. You should send an email to the applicant. Send email. I hope we are all on the same page. In case, yeah. So here now I can just rename. I can rename this one to now say rejection, right? I can now come here and say to who down to send that email to. I'm going to select the particular email. I'm going to come here. I'm going to come. Where is the email here? I can't see the email yet. So let me find the email. I'll say to this email now. I will now say application update. Application update. So I can come in now and say, dear, I'm going to get the name of that applicant, right? The name of the person is already here. I'm saying, we sincerely happy. You know our rejection email looks like now. So we sincerely appreciate you for your interest in working with us. But we have our decision. I don't know how all those HR type the way we we have to. I don't know how it is. We have to share it is with us, but we are sorry. Let me just type something like rejection, right? So that does know we are sorry that we won't be moving forward. We won't be moving forward. With your application. You know how they type that, be rest assured. We have your just something like that. So I
I
want to
don't.
go into it.
I don't think you have gotten rejection letters. Like you've been lucky that maybe you've not gotten plenty. They are super nice. In fact, if you're reading it, you'll be confused. Are they like sending me good news or bad news? They're like, oh, we're impressed by your profile.
Yeah, tell them
Keep
you're
up
really all
your
those things.
journey. But
Exactly.
at this
Exactly.
time, we don't think you're a good fit. But we'll keep in touch. So they say
You
all
keep
those
in
nice
touch.
things.
Wish you success in your future, something. Yeah. So all those mail, that's what we're going to put inside this space now. So I'm going to save this flow now. So I'm going to edit one of the responses that we have inside our SharePoint list. This thing is done now. So that's how we are able to track. Yeah. So it's done now. So this person, let me see this person email. So this Madam Tolu, you help us to check your mail. You should receive the email we just did now. I'm going to change it now to rejection, to rejected. Yeah. So check your mail. You should receive this text we have here. Confirm when you receive it, please. Is she on the call? Can you hear me check? Is she on the call?
Let me check. I think she's no
Okay.
longer on the call.
Okay, so let me use this person. Is this person on the call? Emmy official sound.
Yeah, I
Yes,
think
I'm here.
call.
Okay, great. So I'll be changing the status of this application now. So you should receive the email for rejected that we just created now. So yeah, you can check your
All right.
mail. Yeah, you can check your mail now. You should receive an email.
Sorry,
This is the content. This is the
if there are
content.
1,000 applicants, are you going to manually change the
Eh?
status? If there are
Eh?
up to
Yes, now
3,000
because
applicants,
you change it now. You review the
You know,
applications one by one now. If you
yeah.
have 100,000 applications, you review it one by one
so,
too now.
so it cannot be automated like based on conditions, maybe of the years of experience or some particular keywords in their
Yeah,
CV or something.
yeah, I think that you said should be possible. So this is where it's going to come in. It's going to come in your first flow, though I've not actually factored that inside my condition too. That your first flow where it's taking the responses to your SharePoint list. So that's where we are going to state the
I got the
condition.
email.
You
I
got
got
the
the
mail?
email. Yes.
Yeah, exactly. So that's just how that particular aspect works. So I think I only did for 2 sections then before deployment. Then so I did for maybe the person rejected and maybe interview. So that interview now is what we just do. But I love this scenario this person brought up. If you want to filter out people, especially from years of experience, maybe if there is time, we'll look at it, right? I would love to take that solution to further too, because you can tell people that you are looking for 5 years. You'll be seeing people of 2 years, 1 year applying. So giving you tons of hard works for reviewing the application. So I'm going to add another case. Most of us that know how to use Switch, either in Power BI or in Power Query, it's still the same thing that we're having. Just normal thing, just specify what you want to check. So this time around, now I want to check for, maybe I'm putting the person up for interview, right? So I'm going to come to my list. I'm going to check for the various status that we can see interview. So I'm going to put it inside my flow and say if it's interview. Also, I think it's case sensitive at this stage. So let's always ensure that whatever we are putting word for word is the same way that we have it in our SharePoint. So interview. So what of it is not interview? What should happen, right? Then I'll now say should create a Teams meeting, right? So Mr. Amy, we will still need you to check your mail. We'll be creating what's it called? An interview. Can you see now? Create a team meeting. So I'm going to look for create a team meeting, not create team. Right. So this is going to schedule interview with you. It's going to schedule interview with you. So supply it. So subjects, you can say interview for the role of, yeah, so can come here and pick the role. You can pick the role that that person applied for, right? So what is the body of the what's it called? You can select the body of the email. Maybe this is to, you know how there's an interview. This is to inform you that we are very impressed with your profile and would love to meet you, impressed with your CV, and we will love to do we love to have a section with you, right? Like that. So you click the time zone that you are, if you are in Africa. So I think when I was doing mine, I actually searched for Africa. I picked Africa. Where is Africa this time around now? Well, I need to, but just find the country that you are. And Africa was here before. So I don't know where okay. I think it's on something because I can find Africa time. Yeah, this is African standard time. So based on African time, I'm scheduling it. So this is where the challenge is that I'm still looking at. I'm looking at how I can look at it. No, maybe it's for somebody to looking at it
Sorry,
too.
isn't that East Africa Standard Time?
Is
Because you could
it?
just
Let
use
me see
GMT.
for. I'm not sure. I don't know the meaning of it.
Yeah, I think
Use
But
GMT
maybe there'll be
standard.
let's
West.
look.
Maybe
Where is
there's
it? Do you see the
West too.
GMT there for the Africa one?
Yeah, I saw it. I saw GMT
Okay,
Standard
GMT
Time.
standard time.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. So
And I'm
since it's just practical now. So once you test your flow, it's giving you the time that you know want to come back to the time zone. You change it. So one of the things that I have here is that I have to go back and read on how I can add time. Like I said, I've not done this part before. I was just thinking around how I can make HR job easier. So
I
yeah,
can give you an idea. So on our own side, what we did is we use Microsoft Booking. So in the email that you will send to, like, if we didn't do all of this part, so you have done the part that we didn't do, you have done. The part that we seem to have figured out is the part that you are still thinking of. So in the email that we send to the participant with shortlist, we include a booking link, like Calendly, but Microsoft has their
yes,
own called
Calendly.
Microsoft
Yeah.
Booking. So that's the one we include. So they will now go on that link. They will pick a time slot.
Okay.
Any slot they pick will not be available anymore because we have set it properly. So that's now the one we put in the email that we send to them. So everybody gets that link in the email. When they go there, it's always real time. It shows them available slot.
Oh, great. I got that. So what I did here this time when I was looking at start times, I have to Google. Like I said, it's not everything that you need to know. So can Google, can watch YouTube. I just have to go to YouTube. I have to integrate Power Automate and Teams meeting. So that's where I got the sample. So I'm just going to type that time manually here. So I'm looking at this solution Mr. Mike said too is really good. I will explore that out too. So because I've been looking at how I can make that flexible because HR cannot come here and come and be editing the meeting time every time. So what I just did there was to type it manually. I copied the style from Google or from YouTube. So I just put the time 2025 / hyphen. Today is February. So I'm going to put 02, which is February. Tomorrow is 24. So I'm going to put the 24. So the time, so this was how I just copied it there though. So I've not really worked on it. So so I'm going to put the time that I want it to be. Let's say maybe I want it to be 2 o'clock tomorrow. Then I'm going to put 14:00. 14:00. So I can come here now and say the section is going to start and end by 1 hour, right? Let's say 15. So which is from 2 o'clock to 3 o'clock. Then I'm going to come here and change it to calendar. So that's so if I have people that I want them to attend the meeting, I think there is somewhere here. I'm coming ahead. Yeah, where we have attendee. Yeah, require attendee option attendee. So this is where you add the various stakeholders that you want them to be involved inside that meeting too, right? So you put them there too. So yeah, I'm going to include the what's it called? The party applicant, right? I'm going to put him as a required attendee. So I'm going to come here. I'm going to select his email. I'm going to come here. I'm going to select more so I can see his email. So I'm going to do a required attendee. So your particular email. So options people can come here. So let me put my own email too. So you can see. Yeah, okay. My email is there for some that's. So my own email too is there. So I can put my own email too. So I'm going to receive the email too. So I think we are done here now. So I'm going to save. Right. So I should have renamed this though. I'm going to rename this to interview. So just always rename your flow so that you are working in an organization. Anybody can. What happened here? Okay, case. Yeah, okay, it's fine. No, something happened here. How do they control Z though? This is what I wanted. I'm not merging anything together. So I can name here to interview. I can name here to interview, then save it. So what am I doing proper labeling is that so that in case anybody in the department, in the data team or anything want to try to study what I've done, you can easily understand, oh, this case is for interview, this case is for rejection and all. So this thing is saving now. So Mr. Amy, once this thing is done, okay, I think it's done. So I'm going to change this status back to interview now. You should receive an email from us. Mr. Amy, please let me confirm if you're still on the call.
I'm here.
Okay, so you can
Yeah.
check your mail. You can check your mail. So you should receive an email or meeting invite. I think it should be on my. I think you should go to my calendar. I think. Let me see. Tomorrow, you see either you see it on your calendar. Today. Tomorrow. Which time did I put on the Power Automate? Let me see. Yeah, 24. So you should see it on the 24. If I go to my the 24, 2 p.m. Not actually showing you. It's not showing yet on my calendar though. Can you see it? Can you see the meeting invite?
No, I'm loading my email.
Okay.
And I
Let me
also check the
see.
calendar. I think I got in the calendar.
Yeah, but I think that was the one. Okay, I think calendar. The other guy that I did, I think the guy
I
got
don't
it in
think
his
so.
mail.
No.
Oh, is it not Emion that
No.
changed? Yeah, it's Emion. Do you see it? You should schedule for, but it might change the time based on your location. I don't know if you are in Africa or something like that.
Okay.
But you should receive the what's it called? The notification of
On my email, right?
yeah, either your email or on your Teams or calendar. I don't know.
Okay. Interview for the role of sales executive. I got it.
Yeah,
On the email. Yes.
it's in
Yes.
email, right? Great. So that's.
Yeah.
Yeah, so let me try and see. But why it's not okay? Yeah, it's on my own calendar too now. Can you see? It's taking time to actually load. It's on my own
Right.
calendar too now. So this is the end to end of it, right? So we can keep on increasing more case status, like application status. So if you want the applicant to know you've reviewed that CV is review, you can just create another case statement here that will show when is equals to reviewed. I think it's reviewed I have here. So from here now I can now add an action here that will send the email to the applicant, say your CV, your application your CV is being reviewed, something around that. Like so, click here and do the email of the applicant here. Can do the email of the applicant here. Can say application review. So can just do something like this, depending on numbers of stages and how you want to keep communication with the applicant. So you can tag the name of the applicants here. You can say we are currently reviewing your application, and we will let you know. Like just anything that can let you know soon. So just something, and you save it. So if I change the status of what's happening? Okay. Version declare multiple times. Oh, okay, so I'm going to change this one to reviewed. So it's telling me not that because it seems like I have a case statement with that name already. So that's why it's not going. So you can use something like this now. So I can use something. What is this? Why is it merging it for me? Yeah, I want it to be separate like this. I'm going to use review. So depending on numbers of cases that we want to have, we can continue having them like that. So if I change the status of Emmy now to review, I don't have review status. So I don't even have that review status. So that just it. Since I don't have, okay, let me change it to offer letter. So let me change that status, that case to offer letter. Yes, I can say offer letter, just something like this. Then I click save. And I click save now. So yeah, I think the name of the status is the same with what I have here, the offer letter. And then this place to I'm having this thing. Why is it making my flow from? Yeah. The case checking for offer letter. So we are done. Just to test this last status. So offer letter. Yes. So I think we are good here now. So if I change this status here now to offer letter now. So Mr. Emmy, you should receive this email. So depending on various status that we want, we can keep on adding it and adding various sections to it. So you should receive the email. Mr. Emmy, you can check. Check. Okay, great. We're expecting the response from you.
I haven't gotten an email yet.
It should drop if everything works fine. I think you are good.
Okay.
Yeah.
I got it. I have 2 emails, if not even 3 sets.
So I think it's based on. I think maybe I changed the status. That was what I was mentioning the other time, that you need to be careful when changing that status. Once you change any status, it's going to trigger an action that you've prepared for it on your Power Automate. So this is just how you can make HR work. Or let me say I'll make it simplify HR work at work. It's just something like, so HR just need to come here and change the status, create the meeting link, send email themselves. They just need to come here and just be changing status. That's just what they will just be doing now. So let me pause for question and answer. Mr. Mike, I don't know if there's any question for me. I don't know if anybody has question at next.
I try to also help with the ones I could answer. So maybe I know it's Shei who has been super active. If he has any pending questions or anyone that he still wants to voice out, so that maybe he gets more opinion.
Yes, so and they can also ask maybe on LinkedIn. They can message me on LinkedIn in case they need maybe an area to. Yeah, I think this is all for my side. Thanks so much. Yes.
Yeah. Okay, but yeah, because of time, maybe I'll chat with you. I'll continue chatting with you on LinkedIn. So it's just what Mr. Mike spoke about, the Microsoft booking. I think I'm really interested in that to really understand how it
Yeah.
works. Because the issue is
Yes.
about people knowing when to book and available time and everything. Because I'm working on a solution in that regard, and I think it has been an issue
Okay.
trying to simplify booking time for, let me say, a solution around that instance. So is that booking time that Mr. Mike talked about? But the other aspects, we
Yeah.
dealt. Thank you for the session.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Thank you. Thanks for joining. Mr. Mike, that Microsoft booking, is it an action or what? Because I'm just hearing for the first time too.
Oh, okay. I can just let me share my screen if it's okay.
All right. All right.
It's his
If
own.
possible, you
So
can take us on a session on it. If you don't mind.
okay, that's good feedback. So it is its own tool, standalone tool. I don't. The way I think about it, you will have to just statically put the link it gives you. The same way people put their Calendly in their email signature or they send it to you. So that's what I think is
Okay.
the way you will end up putting it in the email you send to the applicants that you
Applicants.
want to shortlist. So they will pick their time frame. But it is because it is part of Microsoft product, it means it can shake with a lot more within Microsoft. Like for instance,
Mm-hmm.
we use Teams. So it means when we say, oh, we are only available for maybe the set of recruitment we did in the last 1.5 years. So we wanted to interview like 12 people within 2 weeks period. So we wanted 20 minutes, but wanted it to be 10 minutes in between. So you can't book back to back. There will always be 10 minutes before the next one, just in case if we spill the time, we go over time for whoever went time. So we set all those things. And so what will happen is it will let's say all of us got the email. So when you click on the link, we will all see all the time slots that are available from next week till maybe the next 2 weeks. Let's say that's when we set it to be available. Then anytime that you pick, let's say Sean picks a time, that time goes off. Nobody else will be able to pick it. So that's how it avoids clash. Then also, if somebody else's books me, so let's say I'm the organizer, maybe I'm the HR head, I'm a key person that I must be available. If I get invited by the CEO or somebody else for another meeting that was previously available in the time slot we set, it knocks it off. So because it is monitoring my Teams and calendar, my Outlook and Microsoft stuff, so it always makes it such that there are no clashes. That's the advantage. If you use Google too has their own. Like for instance, I use Google for my personal email. So what I did is I created one that allows me to, like, people can book me for stuff. Unfortunately, it's because I didn't plan on showing it yet. So on Google, for Google,
Mm-hmm.
there's also Google. Google called their own Google appointment. So if you know it is Google email you use, then better to use that one. So that way, it will always be monitoring your availability and avoid clashes. So I think it is something that everybody is doing, almost like how Dropbox started, and then everybody started having their own OneDrive, Google Drive, and everybody is now. I think this calendar appointment stuff, they are also taking the same approach, because it makes sense. That way, you have something that can monitor your other calendars and make sure that nothing goes out. And for Microsoft, I know that you can even use it much more than just it can sync with, or I don't know what it can sync with more, but I know that Microsoft will not stop at just letting it monitor calendar. It will also allow you to maybe eventually sync with Logical, Power Automate. Yeah, but this is it anyway. And we've used it, it's working fine. I've also used the Google one, it's working fine. And it's free. Unlike Calendly, I'm not paying for it. So that's just the thing. Thank you.
All right, sir. Thanks
Yeah,
so much. So I
I can
think
see.
that's all
Thank you,
for
Mike.
Yeah,
my side. So if there's any
yeah,
question
thank
from
you. Okay, I've shared your. So anybody who wants to connect with Paul on LinkedIn, I've shared his LinkedIn. You can carry on and connect with him. I think I'll end the meeting here so that the recording will not be too long. But thanks a lot for the patience in taking us through it. I know some people had to drop off, but that's the good thing with recording. They also know that they can go back to watch the recording for the part they couldn't stay for. So thank you everyone and have a wonderful week ahead. Bye.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, everyone. Good night.